And people just have a lot of problem with that. Do you think this is something that should be a problem?
I can't really say, but what I want to say about that is that you will know that something is actually missing. If you're a father, you're a father. If you are not, you are not. It means maybe there is somebody that's neglecting his responsibility. That's what I see.
Well, you just mentioned that the mother could be the father.
That it does not. It's not based on gender.
It's not based on gender. That's what I'm saying. It means something's missing up. I mean, missing out. It means somebody is not taking up responsibility.
Okay.
You can't shadow who you are. If you are a father, you must take up the responsibility. So if a guy is posting his mom to celebrate her as a father, that means the mom has stepped into the responsibility of a father. It is who is responsible that people celebrate. If you are not, you are not.
Okay. So would you say it is really important to celebrate Father's Day? Because actually there's this challenge of expression, there's this challenge on social media of expression where you say a particular word, you say it in a happy way, you say it in a sad way, you say it in a disappointed way. And I actually did something like that. I did it to commemorate the Father's Day. So I said Happy Father's Day. I said it happy, excited, I said it sad, I said it disappointed, and I said it's confused and surprised. So someone came under my comment section and said, why are you doing this? Is it reflection of who your father is? So it shows that maybe someone sensed that, okay, maybe your father is not present, or your father was present but not shouldering his responsibilities. So how important is it to celebrate Father's Day?
Wow, for me it's very, very crucial and important, because fathers are what's being celebrated, especially those that are responsible. Because most time they don't get to express themselves. The weight of fatherhood is enormous. And we have been taught to shoulder responsibility. We have been taught not to express yourself. If you are expressive, then you are not a man enough. So because of that, you don't get to know the weight of what it means to be a father. So I think once in a while like this, it's good to sit back and see people celebrating you.
So celebration of that person, is it going to rub off on others that are not, they are not shouldering their responsibilities?
Yes.
Is it going to make them to sit back to say, oh, I think I need to do better as a father?
Yes.
Or will it make them to cower and say, well, they should be celebrating whatever they want to celebrate. Let me just continue my
If they are properly celebrated, I think it can influence others to know that I must stand up, be a standby father, be a responsible father. When you watch others being celebrated and you realize it's a product of their investment, their labor over the years. For me, I was happy yesterday. I'm telling you, after as a pastor after church, apart from people celebrating me during service, after service, as one of my guys just brought in our food, not because I've not been eating it before you, but you realize that somebody recognizes your labor. Somebody sent 2K to me. It's not about a figure. It's about somebody recognizing your labor over them, your influence over their life. So for me, I think it's going to influence some other people to realize that I have to be a responsible father.
Would you say, you've mentioned now that responsibility is the major factor of being a father in a child's life. Beyond responsibility and providing and being a provider, what other factors categorizes a father in a child's life?
When I'm talking about responsibility, I'm not just talking about financial support. What about psychological support?
The emotional support.
What about
that
emotional
table.
support?
We already said it that we're going to shatter that table today.
So fatherhood is more than providing. In fact, if you are only providing and you are not present in their life, you are not a father. Fatherhood is broad. You must be a model, a coach. So it's more than just financing. When you are financing me and you are not shaping my life, because you see, why a father should be a father is this: no matter what you do in life, don't forget that these kids are your future. Okay, we are talking about banditry in this country today because somebody somewhere is not showing who a proper father should be. Somebody does not have a good modeling father. If we have fathers that have modeling parenting, in a proper way, we won't be having banditry today. There won't be all this problem we're having today, insecurity. If you trace all these things, if you trace all this insecurity, the problem we're having in our nation today, leadership problem that we're having, is because there is a problem with fatherhood. If there's a clear picture of who a father is today, we're having peace in our society. Everything rests and falls on leadership. One of the problems we're having with our leaders today is because you see a father that is wrongly mirrored. Yes, that's everywhere. The problem we're having is leadership. Why? We see a parent that are not mentoring their kids, a parent that is not influencing their kids properly or society properly. So the problem we are having today is because somebody is not owning up to his responsibility. Somebody is failing in his responsibility. So it's more than financing. It's about coaching lives. It's about shaping life.
Some men will feel like, this, like, that's not fair to them, considering the economic situation of the country we are in. Like, they have to go out, look for money, do this, work late hours, take extra shifts, extra jobs, just to like keep food on the table and keep the home running. So like, they'll be like, it's not fair to them that you expect me to be the sole provider of the home, and then you still want me to do all these little things like sit down with the kids after work when I'm having a headache, I'm so tired. Complaints like that.
No point bringing them to the sword if you are not ready to be responsible. Responsibility is about responding to ability. You create time, you create space. So life is about demand. So we respond to the demand of it. If you are not ready to be a father, then there's no point bringing them to this world.
Okay, so how then can fathers, a father is listening right now and he's wondering that people are just talking about responsibilities and I have work that I need to do. So how then can fathers balance work and family life effectively? How can they do that?
Yeah, you have to balance, because you see, manhood itself is all about balancing between your work and your home. Because you see, like this, there is this Yoruba proverb, when your mota koloma belita kota. That means if you do not properly shape on your children, they will misbehave, and at the end of the day it will tell on your image later. So you have to balance, you have to create time for your kids. Many of them that don't know today, they will know one day. At your old age, you will know whether you are present in their life or not. We were once children before we are today. We went through a lot of experiences. We all need a circle at one point in our life. You need to tell your children it will be better. You need to show them, even though you might be under different financial pressure, but life is not just about pressure. In fact, for me, your pressure make you precious. It's all about standing in the midst of pressure. I used to say it in Yoruba, your pressure, your challenge should not make you to fail in your responsibility. So be there for your children. I know it's not easy, we understand. It's not easy, the present situation is not easy, but let's create time to be balanced. Let's be able to manage our work with our family. Like Sundays, you are available on Sunday, create time on Sunday. You may be at work since morning. When you get back home, put work aside. Some people will work at work, when they get home they will still work overnight. No, create time. When you are at home, be at home. Let your children feel you. Let them know our Father is present in our life. Let them be free to share their life with you. If you are not present in the life of your children, somebody else will mentor them for you. Society will mentor them for you. You will just realize that all you have labored in your finances is a waste at the end of the day. Why? Because you are not present. They have questions they want to ask. So if they are not asking from you, they are asking from society. They are asking Google. They are asking Facebook. They are asking, so they are picking from society. So if you don't mentor your children, society will mentor it wrongly for you.
So there's this one that actually, I find very interesting, and it's called empty nests. When the children are all grown, and then it's now boils down to just the father and the mother at home.
Yes.
And then maybe the children needs their mom to come for mugo. Then the father is alone at home. That particular point whereby the father is just the only one doing all the doing all these chores, cooking, cleaning. I find it very interesting. Like how should they handle that part of a father's life, whereby it's not only be the man that would be at home, because honestly it affects the father psychologically. Because when you look at it, just being a person that you don't really like to be alone, I know that you have this large family before, and then the nest is empty. So how would you talk to first the fathers that are in that shoes, where they are like psychologically, is affecting them psychologically, and as well the children that do that to their parents? What should they do? What can be done?
I want to start by saying that we should create bonding with our family. You must bond with your kids. You must bond with your wife.
Right, while they're still growing, right?
Yes, while they're still growing. I will tell you the effect later. Okay. I've seen a family that when the mother is going for Mungo, they will pick the father along. I've seen it. Why? Because they realize that their father cannot do without their mother. But for some mother, it's an escape route. I've seen a family where a mother left for Mugo and never returned.
Wow.
Because it's an escape route. And because the children saw it while growing up, how the father was maltreating their mother. So they see it as an opportunity to pick their mom and take care of their mom. So whatever you sow, you will reap. But if you bond well with your family, even the mother will be saying after 2 weeks, I want to go and meet my husband. I want to go and meet my husband. My mother-in-law came within 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, she said, I have to leave because she can't leave her husband. Why? That's talk about a man that has bonded well with his family, a man that has done well while growing up. And I've seen a kid that abandon their father at old age. Most of them come by what you invest. Without investment, what you put in is what you get out of it. So if your children love you, there's not, see, all this see, somebody started it. Somebody can change the narrative. So when your father is getting, you can pick 2 of them. You can pick 2 of them. There is nothing bad in picking 2 of them. And like I said, if a mother is bonded with her husband, say, I can't spend more than 2 weeks. I can't leave my husband alone. So it starts from what do we put in while the family is still growing up.
Okay, so how do you talk to fathers that they're already in that situation, that the children are grown and they are now the only one at home? They are feeling like, oh, I could have done better. Like I could have done better, and the children as well that are abandoned. What would you say to them?
And they still salvage the situation.
Exactly.
I think it's not too late. I think nothing is late in life. Nothing is late. For the children, they should know that honor your father and mother. They should know that whatever you sow, you will reap. You don't respond back. You don't react to situation. You respond. The father may have messed up, but do your part. Show honor, show respect, show care. In fact, when you show this, the man will be regretting. He will be forced to apologize. And I want to say to father, I've missed it in that area. It's not too late. Call your children. Express yourself. Tell them you are sorry. Bring them closer. Let them see you as a friend. It's never too late. Nothing is never too late.
Only death can make that, to be late.
So apologize to them. People appreciate sincerity. When you know you are wrong and you retrace your step back, people appreciate that.
So you mentioned bonding. At
Yes.
what age is it crucial in a child's life for the father to properly bond?
As they start growing, as they can express themselves, as they start growing. You see, there is one problem we have. We thought that parenting is about roles. Parenting is not just about roles. It's about parenting is about forming a team. It's about forming a team to fulfill our destiny. If both parents, if they see themselves as a team, if they see it as a teamwork, like I used to say that it takes a team to fulfill a dream. So if both parents see it as a teamwork, you switch role at times. So parenting is not about role. This is what a husband must do. This is what a wife must do. No, you switch role. You help each other. You help each other. You cover each other's back. That will rub on the kids while they are growing up. They know that both of them are effective as a father and as a mother. So you will start bonding from when they are very little.
Okay, so we know you already mentioned that there are so many responsibilities that a father should shoulder for the family, and I know of a shorty that like going into the Bible now, God said that the father is the home, is the head of the house.
Yes.
So some men actually would say, I'm tired, I cannot be there as a spiritual covering for my family. So what would you say to, I'm being a reverend, what would you say to fathers that that do not really want to step into that gap of covering the family spiritually?
You can never be tired. You can never be tired. Part of responsibility of being a father is to shoulder that responsibility of spiritual covering If you don't, who will do it? Then you are leaving your family exposed. So for me, it's non-negotiable. You take up the responsibility, whether you are weak or not. Take up the responsibility. In fact, that's why from my religion, it said two are better than one. It said when one is weak, the other will pick it up. So it's all about bonding. It's all about synergy. Even if it's weak, the mother can step in. But don't take excuse for an answer.
Okay, so it's still the topic is still who is a father, and then while we're in conversation with Reverend Ayokunu, our second guest walked in, Dr. Temitope Adeleye, a lecturer in the Department of Counseling and Human Development Studies, the University of Ibadan. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's a pleasure having you on Breakfast Fiesta today. So, looking at the topic, who is a father, coming from a psychologist or a counselor, what would you say is most rewarding aspect of being a father?
Most rewarding aspect, I'm trying to make sense out of that.
Okay. You know, the reward you get of being a father. You know, we celebrated Father's Day yesterday. Okay. So what is that most rewarding aspect of being a father? Some would say that you don't need to have a child before you can be called a father. Like our guests, like Reverend already said, that responsibilities, you know, when you have father figures, when you have people that mentors you, you know, you can actually say that this is a father figure in my life. So for that kind of person, maybe on yesterday when we're celebrating the Father's Day, the reward was that they got to be celebrated, they were gifted, you know. But being a father, truly, what is that most rewarding aspect of it? Is it when you got to know that you're going to father a child? Or is it when you got to know that your child is doing well in school? You know, what is that aspect?
Is it
that is most, or what is that most rewarding aspect of being a father?
Yeah, well, when you said it, I was trying to think, but I think the most rewarding part would be the connection. You know, the connection. Once there is a connection, and it's an ongoing thing. It's not like something you achieve at a point and it's forever. So looking at it from that perspective, once there is a mutual connection and you feel like, oh my, this person recognizes me as a father, it brings joy.
Okay.
I'll give an instance to express that. There is a father, I mean, he's grown up now, and he was complaining that his children sends money to him, but they don't have time for him. So in other words, he's not feeling fulfilled. Despite the fact that the children are accomplished,
okay,
and they are sending something to the father, but he felt it's a connection. You know, it's the acknowledgement of the fact that this is our father, and once he calls, they are willing to talk with him. If they are not chance, they call back. I mean, recognizing this is our father. For me, that's the most fulfilling part. Yeah, the rewarding part of it.
Oh, very nice. Being a counselor, right? I know this psychoanalysis theory by Sigmund Freud. I think Oedipus electoral complex, where the girl child tends to move close to the father, while the boy child move close to the mom. So how do you curb that? You know, sometimes you see it even in our society where the girl child is always doing daddy's girl, and it stems from being just a girl. Like the child is like telling the mother that don't call him my love, you know.
He's my love.
Exactly. So how can they correct that so that it will not be something that would be a big issue later in life?
Especially, sorry, let me add, considering the fact that when you say mama's boy, it's never a good thing, but you know,
but when you say girl's dad,
it's just perfect.
Like daddy's girl.
Yeah, well, for me, it's a natural tendency. I mean, from what the psychoanalysis background is, a tendency, it gets to happen. But I think what you're trying to say is, how do we handle it? How do we manage it in such a way that it does not really get into problem? Excuse me. I think the major issue is about societal value. I mean, society says, if you say mommy's boy, Abi, that's bad.
Say daddy's girl.
It's something of honor. It's just a cultural thing we encourage. At the same time, we say we don't like. But for me to deal with that essentially is what Reverend was talking about. One of the major dysfunctions in the family today is this polarity. This is the father, this is the mother, this is the mother's role, and nobody is willing to shift ground. If the husband, if the father and the mother are united, acting like a team, it's very difficult to see these extremities play out eventually. Such that you know that your father and your mother, they are one. Even if you want to play pranks, which all children will do, you realize there's no hiding place. So if the father loves you, the mother loves you, you don't seem to see the reason why you say, okay, I'm the father's boy. Though the society projects it, but it's just going to be something superficial, not something having a lasting effect.
So, still speaking about connection with children, we see that a lot of times girls that have like stronger bond with their father, they tend to have this, confidence, this strong confidence that some men even find it kind of intimidating. So how do girl child get their confidence from their fathers,
with that connection?
With the connection,
that connection brings about the confidence in a girl child.
You see, of course, I'm sorry, maybe most likely you must have discussed this earlier. One of the key roles, or maybe let me talk about two key roles of a father is one, presence and protection.
You mentioned
Reverend already.
Yeah, I know most likely you talk about that. But the other one people emphasize is provision, and it's overrated. So people provide more like ATM without presence and without protection. If you see a man that is present and protects his child, whether boy or girl, there's a sense of security.
Yeah.
And that sense of security is what brings that confidence. You will see a small boy or a small girl in school and somebody is trying to bully, and it's I'll tell my daddy. That's the confidence we're talking about. Once a child knows that I have a father who can be there for me to protect me, there's confidence, and it's one of the things that is missing in our time.
Okay, so Reverend already spoke about some responsibilities, and then he mentioned something that is very profound. He said emotional responsibility. And looking at this generation, the fathers that we have in this generation, I would say that they try as much as possible to ensure that what their fathers did to their mom is not repeated in the home. But one aspect they still try to navigate, and it's kind of difficult for them, I must say, is that emotional availability for the family. And sometimes I think I've had this conversation with a guest, and the guest actually said that men, I think it was you, Reverend, I think it was on Mid-Morning Show, that men, they were taught to be a man and then to keep quiet when issue gets heated, and then they're like, just be a man and just be quiet about it. So how do they handle this aspect of emotional availability? I think Dr. Temitok Madeleine should say that first. How do you think fathers can be emotionally available for the home and not involved in silent treatment that would finally break the home, and then it will affect the children, it will affect the wife, and it might even affect the man himself?
Yeah, well, I think for me it's just a paradigm shift. If you want to know a man that is strong, a real man, they say you should man up. Man up will mean don't express the emotions, whether to show that you're sad or any form of emotion. A man should not express it. At the same time, the society makes a man that will be a real man should be the man that everybody fears. Therefore, you to perform your role as a father, the head of the home, you should be somebody that is stern. You should be someone firm, and because of that, even when you feel emotion towards your children or anything, you don't want to show it. because showing it looks like you're coming down, you are less of a man. But if a man gets to understand that those are fallacies, then you should be able to express your emotion to and with your children, with your family. If you are not happy, you express the father, I'm not happy with you on this. And once a child is doing something that makes you joyful, gladly be expressive. It does not reduce you from being a man. It does not make you less of a man. But growing up, what we saw, growing up, what we heard, says for you to be a man, then you must not express emotions.
Exactly.
A man, boys don't cry. Even starting from our nurturing, boys don't cry. Somebody is maybe bereaved and is like trying to weep. They say, you are a man.
Shocking.
Why should you? And such a person believe that I should not. So that narrative must change. The mindset that I say, oh, my daughter, my son is doing something great, and I'm extremely happy. If I show it, then she takes it for granted. Or your child has done something brilliant, something good, rather than appreciating it, say, Ori Emawu. Now, and what's the problem with Ori Emawu? It's something you should do. And once any form of emotion, we should be free to express it. And, because we are not doing that, it's also making us not performing the protective role we had to do. If, for instance, I have a daughter, let me use a daughter, and the daughter is doing well, she's dressing well, she's behaving well, and no form of appreciation, no form of acknowledgement of what she's doing. And so the girl keeps looking for validation. So a prayer comes around and express freely what the parents cannot express. And once you have that kind of validation, you gravitate towards that individual.
Exactly.
That person is not sincere. Their prestations are not genuine. They are predictive. But yet, the lady, the child, will go towards that. Because that's a person that appreciates. I have a privilege of talking with a lady and who was in an abusive relationship. She herself said it. She was cohabiting with a boy, and the boy was manipulative. In all sense of abuse, it was abusive. Financial, all sense of abuse. And the lady came to seek help. She said, please, I'm tired of this relationship. Help me. But please don't tell me to leave him. I mean, it looks like she's crazy. What's the problem? She said, that's the only person that loves me. Meaning, the person that abuses you is the only person that loves you. Because the only person that expresses it. That you
says it.
Yeah, you are good. You
because
are beautiful.
I think women,
loved.
we are moved by what we hear.
Absolutely. Though that was a lie, but the person that will not lie was also not saying the truth. Your daughter, your son is handsome, is fine, is beautiful. You don't express it. She's doing well. You do not acknowledge it. Only time you comment is whenever they are wrong. And so they just feel like this person is a joy killer. There's no connection that can come from that. But once you express, oh, this is wonderful, I love this, I appreciate this, the time you are saying, I don't like this, he knows it's coming from his sincere heart. And they can connect with it. But unfortunately, we leave them to the praise, to say what we should have said. Unfortunately, it may be late for many people.
So, Reverend, what do you want to add to that?
Well, like doctor said, you see, being into relationship as a coach, I've discovered exactly what he said. I've had a series of people that will ask us questions during our program. Like he said that this guy is beating me, but don't ask me to leave him. So when you don't have love at home, you look it elsewhere, and it's killing some of our daughters. And I want to also say that that's why men die early, by not expressive. We stomach a lot of things, and it affects us. Men bottle up a lot. And if you look at ratio, the rate at which men are dying earlier, one of them that is responsible for it is this being a man enough, being manly. You are not expressive. Even psychologically, part of what gets you healed is when you are expressive. I mean, when you
I think that's why women, we tend to, like you said, we
nag.
we love it.
Nah.
When we
When
do
we
that,
feel it, we just want to say it. Just
but
let
men
you know.
just stomach.
And it's healing. It's healing. When you are going through anything and you are able to express yourself, there is a little bit of relief that you have, even without finding solution yet. That you are able to express, that you are expressive. It's a form of healing, and that's why men are dying early, because they stomach a lot of things, they bottle a lot of things. So I think, like he said, we should change the narrative. That you express yourself does not make you less than a man. Just be yourself.
So how would this man raise, emotionally intelligent young men? Because now, they have the problem, they are bottling up, they are not talking. How are they supposed to raise men that are, emotionally intelligent?
Because they are mirroring their life they are mirroring it to the boy child, and then the boy child is seeing how the father does.
Sometimes they'll be like, oh, I'm not going to be like that, but unconsciously, subconsciously, you just find that you are doing the exact same thing,
like father, like son.
Yes, that's why
Every time.
some of them being abusive, because it's a product of a lot of bottling up. They overreact because they have bottled up a lot of things. So we have to start unlearning what we have learned, what we have been taught over years. We have to start unlearning it. And when men start doing that, they start mirroring to their children. They start modeling to their children what a true father should be.
So it still has to come from the father first. You have to act it.
You have to mirror it. You have to.
Doctor, do you have anything to?
Yeah, I will just say that sometimes if we completely conclude that it should be from the man, maybe it may never happen for some other people. Some can be helped, like you said earlier.
Not everybody.
Yeah, some can be helped in the sense that, you see, the beautiful thing about emotional intelligence is that it can be learnt.
Yeah.
If it is about IQ, there's little or not that we can do to improve on it as such. It's genetic, it's predetermined, but emotional intelligence is something we can really acquire. And how do we acquire them? We can acquire them when we see somebody else demonstrating it. Most of the fathers that have problem with emotional intelligence, which we have said, is because of what